What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for popping into this review on this Halloween. Is when I'm posting this. If you watch it after Halloween, maybe sometime in November, who knows? That's when this is for. This is a special occasion. It's Halloween. It's Edward Scissorhands celebrating its 35th anniversary and receiving a 4K Blu-ray. Finally, a 4K Steelbook. And the Blu-ray was ugly to this. Let me just say, the Blu-ray that's also in here, you get the 4K and the Blu-ray. Yeah, they did nothing with the Blu-ray. They put that same disc in there. What an ugly transfer. What this 4K was able to do is bring it to life better than ever before. So it's a total win on the disc. But the film is also acclaimed as one of Tim Burton's best movies. Is it that for me? Yes, it is. But I don't think that this is like a great, great film. I think Edward Scissorhands is a good film. It's a solid film. Does it have problems? Yes. I love the story of Edward and in the tower, by the Vincent Price inventor that was never able to finish him and he died. So he's got scissors for hands. Now he's living up there alone. And when the Avon woman comes around and she's like, hey, you want to buy some makeup from me? She gets up there and she realizes that in this mansion lives this gentle man. So Edward Scissorhands is the story of Edward coming down from his castle to interact with the people down below. A town, a very stylized, colorful town, a very Tim Burton-y town, with all women who love gossip and love talking with each other. Older women, the husbands really have nothing to do in the film, except the husband of the woman. I can't remember the parents' names. But by the way, that father, he's awesome in this movie. When he says, oh, it's lemonade, he's giving Edward a drink. Obviously, the camera is showing you all the alcohol behind him, so they're not keeping it a secret. So it's funny. There's pure humor in the film that's sprinkled through it. And a lot of that is the fish out of water stuff that Edward has to do and Johnny Depp has to do in this film. His performance is great. He gives such a subtle but yet tender, emotional performance. And he brings the anger when he has to. He's terrific in the movie. You also have Winona Ryder, who's also great in the film as well. And their romance in the film, I don't think it's forced at all. But when she's dancing around the ice sculpture, it's a classic scene, and Danny Elfman's score is fantastic. But I have to wonder, where did he get the block of ice from? In the end of the film, you see him, he's doing the same thing. And I like the touch that she says, never used to snow, and now it snows. Where to get the ice from? But the first two acts of the film are definitely the strongest. It just seemed like the story had nowhere to go. They didn't know how to end the film. So they were like, you know what, let's just make the boyfriend the big bad of the film. He's set up tension throughout, but they give that character more of something to do. So he's got to go and fight Edward at the end of the film in the top of the tower. It's pretty cliched. The film was nominated for Best Makeup, and I think that the makeup was great. Not just the Avon makeup that the woman was putting on Edward throughout, but the actual makeup on Edward Scissorhands himself and the prosthetics of it all. I don't know. I thought that was all really well done. I do really like this movie because Tim Burton shows us a version of a Frankenstein story saying, look, these people invited him down. The woman invited him down. So how can a Frankenstein-like person survive in suburbia? It's really what this film is. And Tim Burton, of course, is going to add his gothic dark style to it. So it's not a happy ending. He doesn't get to live with them. They turn against him through strange coincidences. He's got to rob the house of the boyfriend. The door shuts behind him and he gets locked up for it. That was kind of random, but I guess it had to catapult the boyfriend to be more of a villain. I don't know. Regardless, Edward Scissorhands, it's got problems. It's not a perfect film, but it's a good film, and I think it's a timeless film. It's a rewatchable film, and I'm giving Edward Scissorhands 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think the direction is fine. I think that the score is excellent. The production design is good. I like the suburban town, but it just felt like every place else, like the bank or the prison. They all just kind of look the same. A lot of set pieces look the same in the film, except for that castle, which I think is wonderful production design. So I think that I liked the tone of the film enough and the character of Edward Scissorhands enough that I would have liked to have seen him again. But this is the film we have him, and it's a good film. So, guys, comment down below. What's your thoughts on Edward Scissorhands? Did you pick up the 4K Steelbook for its 35th anniversary? Also, comment back to the channel for my review for Paranorman, Leica Studios' second feature film after Coraline. Happy Halloween. It's the double bill today. So you can follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72 and Instagram at KingArises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Edward Scissorhands. And until next time,
Happy Halloween! Ho, 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 ho.